on a Sunday morning, we wake up and Christy had gone down and put the kettle on, and I came down to put it and sat down and said, I'll have a coffee. But the trouble was I couldn't talk about it and I didn't realise that.
I dialed 999 and an ambulance came out, and then obviously Brian was admitted into hospital, and they confirmed that he'd had a stroke.
Not really. It was that I couldn't talk. I felt very good actually, and I was walking, and I still couldn't read that. Anyway, it took me 8 months. Then one morning I woke up and I thought, well, if I'm going to do something about this, I'm either going to sit like this and it's all going to go down and down and down, or I'm going to take a disadvantage and do something about it. Lindsay, she has been an absolutely fantastic person, and make no doubt about it. For my, as far as concerned, it comes to that has got to be told, and people have got to be told what a job she did, because I can tell you right now, if you can't get somebody like this and so on and so forth, it's very easy to go down.
From my perspective, that 8 months, I saw not just Brian's speech, but his whole personality changed, and also he found it very difficult to understand what people were actually saying to him as well. The initial team that came in and said the first 6 weeks are the most important, and they fired everything at Brian to help him with his speech. I can't speak more highly of them, and Brian didn't always respond, but they were so good with him. They were so kind and caring, but very carefully encouraged him and everything. They taught me a lot on how I could help him when they weren't around. Definitely, yes, they helped me. They helped me understand what had happened to his brain, that this bit had died, and etc., etc. I won't sort of drag it on. The fact of what we needed to do, how his brain needed to rewire, and this is what we had to do. So we spent hours of practice. Wrong words came out, we had to practice, etc., etc. And I'm sure other people with strokes will say the same. The person involved has got to do the hard work, but equally the people around, whether it's medical, family or whoever, is important as well in that process. And they were brilliant with me. Yes, I can't speak more highly.
The one thing that sticks out in my mind, no doubt about it, was the vision between Christine and Lindsay and this.
And
that is without doubt the most amazing thing that happened to me.
Can you just explain what that actually means?
That actually means his earphones, his audio. He puts the earphones on to listen to the book, and what he's saying is he can understand everything that's being said in the book. Initially, Brian wasn't very keen, but I sat talking with him, and in the end he agreed that he would try it.
Thought about it and thought, well, have a go, she said, and I found that I suddenly meet these people and they're great friends. Suddenly they're very friendly to meet you, and you want to meet them.
What she does is she talks to each of them individually about what they've been doing that week, and then they set a quiz, which is they send you paper pictures or letters during the course of the week, and then they have like a quiz, and you have to answer questions, or they say, you know, like you do when people set quizzes. And so it's a double whammy. It's a social thing, as well as it also then gets the mind and the brain going.
Well, very, very important, because in actual fact, if you didn't have that, you wouldn't, what would you do? Because at the end, you know, you can only television or sit with the missus or something like that, whereas you've got 4 individuals, and that's why it's so annoying to me, very annoying, is the fact that we can't go and have a pint and go and meet others, because there's so much more if we could actually sit there and get together.
Cafe originally started with a group of them meeting at Sherborne Hospital in the cafe, sitting round a table having a cup of coffee and a biscuit.
It's because it's virtual.
Yes, and what happened was when lockdown came, obviously they had to look at other means of still trying to have that connection.
Okay, and because us as even though the pubs and everything are open,
Yes.
because it's virtual and because we're the NHS and we're being a little bit more cautious than other people.
Exactly. Which is the right thing to do, bless him.
I won't agree with that, but there you go.
They're obviously not in a situation yet to go back to that scenario, so therefore it's still virtual, yes. Chat Cafe, virtual Chat Cafe works with small numbers. Yes, I would like to express that quite strongly from the experience that if you open it up, you've got to remember these stroke people are not like, you know, sometimes it takes time for them to absorb what's being said and process it. And if you have too many people on the screen talking at the same time or not, as the case may be, I personally don't think it would work. I would say that the whole team have been absolutely brilliant. The patience, the knowledge, the professionalism, and all aspects of their work has been amazing. And they listen, they understand, they take on board what each of you is saying. And I cannot speak more highly of all of them. And I would love to say from both of us, and I'm going to get emotional.
Oh no, Richard, hang on.
Thank you so much to you all, because I'm sure others would say the same. It has just made a huge difference to our life. And I'm so grateful. Thank you.